NASDAQ composite candlesticks on Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. Give us your assessment of where we stand at this time.
Well, I mean, yesterday was the clear rotation day back into industrial stocks, and although we're not getting a lot of housing stocks moving yet. So, I mean, we were pretty well positioned on Swing Trader. They had been coming up, and so we had been putting them on. Just, personally, I didn't have a lot of them, and it just seems like it's tough to make headway when we're, especially for having 1-day rotations back and forth. So now today, no fears about inflation, at least for the first 30 minutes, we'll say. And this could be tough again, where it was like in March and April, where the market was just flip-flopping day by day. So far so good, but I'm a little nervous by that.
Arusha, your thoughts on the action that we're seeing underneath the surface?
I almost spoke while I was muted.
Good job.
Yeah, that was a good job by me. Yeah, it almost seems like we're back to that really quick rotation. I think what I did this time around the last week or so is I've tried to space it out and have a little bit of cyclicals and industrials and then some of the tech. So I had to cut some of the tech stocks that I always like way too much and sometimes hang on to way too long, and try to spread it out. But I think that's I think it might have helped me. I don't know if it's necessarily hurt me. I haven't. It's just kind of like flat my portfolio right now. But if I was heavily involved in the tech stocks, I probably would have been down quite a bit more. So I think that might be the approach for maybe the next month or two until we really see the tech stocks start running again. They had a great June, and some of them did pretty. A number of them did pretty well in July too. So maybe it's their time to take a break, and now the cyclicals take off. But it's amazing. I mean, this market has just been so tricky, and then you take a look at the NASDAQ, and it's just, wow, this is the greatest market ever. If you're just using the index, it's just it's nice, steady uptrend. It's like our growth stocks must be going through the roof and never coming down. So it can be a little deceiving here. I think I'm trying to learn the big lesson of put more emphasis on industry groups when you're trying to determine what stocks to finally purchase. And a number of those tech stocks, they still are in industry groups that are pretty low, in the 80s and things like that. So they just might need more work to do to truly assume that leadership mantle again.
So speaking of industry groups, Dave, what is standing out to you? Things that come to my mind are retail. That's been one area that we've seen a lot of strength. But what else? What else should we be focusing on in terms of the industry groups?
Great question, Ali. And I highlighted some of the raw materials, steel companies, as well as those leading retailers in the latest big picture column. But I'd like to add a little analysis to the market regarding new highs. I looked at the leading sectors over the past week and a half in terms of those stocks making 52-week or all-time highs. And lately, it's been medical, it's been finance, it's been banking. And on Friday, we had about 300 stocks on the NYSE and the NASDAQ hit new highs: finance, real estate, business services, and business services, machinery. Those two sectors have done very well. At least they did very well from August 2nd to August 6th. So what's kind of cool is that, hey, if you're a tech investor, you've got some good plays. If you are a reopening commodity guy or gal, you've got some good stocks that are probably working for you. So I kind of like the overall balance of the market, despite just like what Chris and Arusha talked about, that flip-flop sort of nervous nature of the market right now.
Great analysis by all three there. Now let's turn our attention to stocks on the move on earnings. Earnings season continues, and it's a bit of what Ed Carson would call IPO earnings madness today. A ton of interesting new issues on the move on the heels of their report. So Chris, we have Unity Software here, ticker U. We've been keeping tabs on this bottoming cup with handle base. Stock is breaking out of that today.
That looks good. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't hold it into earnings on Swing Trader, and it was also, you know, kind of flopping around. But that's actionable to me right now, especially if it holds that bar in the first 5 minutes. Let's see what it looks like.
Exactly. So yeah, just a review for those who are new to our strategies on earnings. We typically don't want to be buying in that first minute. You can see reversals or stocks just not holding their open. But if you see strength, at least in that first 5 minute bar, utilizing intraday charts, that can help you have a bit of an edge when you're looking to buy these earnings moves.
Yeah, so the first 5 minute bar looks great, and you know, you could it's pulled back a little bit. You could start building a position here and or wait until it takes out the high, but looks pretty good right now.
So when you say start building a position, what size position would you go with? Is this something that you are looking to get a piece of yourself?
Well, we might be putting it on, you know, we need to talk about it for leaderboard too. So I probably won't jump on it right now, but yeah, I mean, what I might do right now is start with a 2% position, and if it holds up, maybe takes out the high, start adding more, and just, you know, add to it as the day progresses.
And Arusha, so this is software sector name. You played that IPO move, if I remember correctly. Strong top line growth, not profitable yet, and we have that 200-day line to contend with. The design software group is a lower group. How do you maybe explain some of those warts with this one to audience members out there who are pointing those out as, hey, this company isn't profitable, some of those other factors?
Yeah, and I think they're absolutely right. I mean, there are a number of flaws there. It's not hitting a lot of the checking off a lot of the key traits that we look for in great stocks. And you know, that could be telling you you're parsing it fine if you buy this one. That being said, and now I don't own this one, but I am considering it just to buy just a tiny pilot position, like a 1% position, just to get it in, get it on the radar. I do like the larger story of this. There are really only two options if you're a video game developer or even kind of this real-time content creation type of platform that Unity and Epic does. So there are just two options, and so this is the only publicly traded one. They have like 70% of the mobile games are created using this platform. So it's a pretty essential tool in a growing trend. So I want to keep an eye on it. Yeah, I don't think you necessarily have to buy it here, and if you're not comfortable buying out of bottoming bases, that's totally fine. This has a lot of work to do. What is it? It's like 35% off the highs. So a lot of times when they get hit that hard, it takes them a long time to come back. They're going to go through a lot of volatility because there's a bunch of overhead supply on the left hand side right there. There's a lot of people who bought the stock at